Oh boy, oh boy. So, we are back. We are back with more CinemaCon conversations.
It's not over yet.
Ladies and gentlemen. It's not over yet, dude. If it took them 4 days to get through all the conferences and stuff in Vegas, it's gonna
take us
more
12
than one episode, certainly. Yes. We'll triple that. We're going to start off, Tina, here on another edition of I Think You'll Hate This, discussing the continuing adventures of CinemaCon. We have a couple more studios to get through here today, and I will go a little bit more rapid pace. Some of these things are things that we already know about, so we'll just kind of really stick to the things that are new updates. We'll start here with Paramount Pictures, which had what appears to be the least amount of offerings to showcase today. A couple announcements. They did announce Top Gun 3 is happening, which is kind of not surprising, given the success of Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, but Maverick was Maverick made me cry about Tom Cruise. That is a feat.
Take that to the bank. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
I love that. As a Tom Cruise fan, that's great to hear.
As a not Tom Cruise fan, that was like the first time that I feel like I was like seeing him wrestle with his mortality, and that made me emotional.
Wow.
And I don't think we need a third one, but
yeah, I don't think we need one either. He's obviously coming back in this one. TBD on who's going to direct it. Jerry Bruckheimer is producing, so I will approach this one with skepticism and caution. But I mean, I'll do anything to see Tom Cruise behind a jet again, flying around and
send him up
all
there.
Those cool aerial shots.
Take him to space.
I'm cool with it.
You know what? I'm back in if we take him to space.
I could have sworn there was a movie with Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas, and it was going to be like a space thing that was supposed to happen.
I don't know.
I don't know what came of it, but it might have just completely fallen off the radar.
It's tragic.
Let me do a quick Goog search here. Or I'm going to go to IMDb rather. Take a look here. Yeah, well, it's listed as an untitled Tom Cruise SpaceX project.
Oh my. Yikes.
Directed by Doug Liman. Tom Cruise and director Doug Liman travel far beyond Earth to film the first ever Hollywood motion picture in outer space.
I remember hearing about this now, yeah. I guess we're not getting that. Oh well.
Not anytime soon.
Not anymore.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know where I got the Ana de Armas thing. There's one with Scarlett Johansson. He plays a detective or something. I don't know. We're getting way
in
off track
space.
Here. In
okay.
Space. This is a different movie. It's called The Gauntlet. Cool. Top Gun 3. Looking forward to it. Jackass, Best and Last. Worth mentioning. This comes out in June. It's going to be the last Jackass movie. I like these movies because I'm a gross boy. I love Johnny Knoxville and Spike Jonze, and I love to laugh, so I'm here for it. Steve-O gets a Boston Dynamics robot to stick a finger up his butt, so.
Oh, God. You're going to have to talk about that one alone. I'm sorry. Yeah. I can't do that to myself.
So you can you just send me, like, as like a remote correspondent if you get, like, a press invite?
Yeah,
just
for sure.
Send me on your behalf. We have Heart of the Beast, which is apparently a new movie, TBD 2026. This is directed by David Ayer and stars Brad Pitt and J.K. Simmons. This movie is about the relationship between a veteran played by Brad Pitt who gets into a plane crash in the middle of the woods and his retired war dog, a German Shepherd. The two are forced to survive in the harsh Alaskan winters and its dangerous creatures.
Is J.K. Simmons the dog?
It doesn't say.
All right, well, I'm going to start that
rumor. Let's spin up that rumor. It's going to be like Homeward Bound, except it's J.K. Simmons' voice coming out of the German Shepherd. Well, hang on. It continues on and says, both old, frazzled, and suffering with PTSD, Pitt and his dog are on one last mission to make it out of the wild alive.
J.K. Simmons is the
PTSD,
dog.
He's going to probably be like, we have to get out of here, Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt. I don't know. That's my J.K. Simmons. Looking forward to that. It sounds fun. David Ayer's very hit and miss with me, but
I'm not a Brad Pitt girly,
like
so
you're not a
I'm
what?
not a
Brad Pitt
Brad
girly?
Pitt. No.
Gotcha. But you're a dog girly.
Yeah, but only voiced by J.K. Simmons.
Is the dog gonna get you?
No.
Well, hey, there's 50-50 shot that you might be right about that, so we'll see. Because it just says Brad Pitt, J.K.
Right.
Simmons, and Anna Lambie. So like it very well could be that J.K. Simmons is the dog.
Gosh, I hope so.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take that movie seriously. Next one here I'm pretty pumped for this one actually. Ebenezer: A Christmas Carol. This is November 13th, 2026, directed by Ty West, who did the X trilogy, who also did the House of the Devil. He is directing a Christmas Carol reimagining with Johnny Depp as Ebenezer Scrooge,
I'm out.
Andrea Riseborough, Tremel Tillman, Ian McKellen, Rupert Grint, Daisy Ridley, Sam Claflin. Great cast. Terrific cast.
Save for
I think
one of those people.
For who?
Johnny Depp.
You think that it's good casting for him to be Ebenezer Scrooge? Bad. Okay.
Bad.
So I'm going to just take a wild guess here. You're definitely not a Johnny Depp person, right?
No. He's playing the same character over and over and over and over again. He has one note.
Okay, let's try to track through some of that real quick. So is he playing the same character in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as he is in Fear and Loathing?
Okay, Fear and Loathing and like
what about
Benny
Pirates
and
of
June,
the Caribbean?
There is like the Venn diagram of Willy Wonka and
Johnny
Jack
Depp?
Sparrow is way more overlap than it should be.
Of Jack Sparrow and
Willy
Wonka
yeah.
and Charlie Factory?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think his earlier
I can see
filmography
that,
is
but
different. Like if you're talking about Fear and Loathing, Benny and June, that sort of
Ed
stuff.
Wood.
Yeah, different. In recent years, like since the 2000s hit, I think he's just playing variations of that character, and it's not particularly interesting to me.
Did you see Black Mass?
I did see Black Mass in a movie theater.
I did too. Did you like it?
No.
I like him more than I don't, and this seems like one where, weirdly enough to me, and I know you already said that you don't like the casting, but to me, when I think about it, it feels like, oh, that makes sense, in the same way that when Jim Carrey was Ebenezer Scrooge in that animated one, where it's just like you think about Jim Carrey as like a character actor, and the way that he completely commits himself to becoming the curmudgeon of Ebenezer Scrooge, and just the mannerisms and the accent and just the look.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that he's going to really easily slip himself into this role, and I'm excited for like a dark Christmas movie around that sort of winter time. It just feels cozy. It's giving me the same feelings that I had about
Krampus?
Maybe it's not a perfect example. Not really. Well, I mean, kind of, but like more so like Nosferatu. Like Nosferatu's like not like a Christmas movie, but like you could watch it around Christmas time when the snow, and it feels gothic and just moody, and I don't know. There's something about it that just, and it's a ghost story, obviously, with Christmas Carol. So it's just like I don't know. It's striking all the warm fuzzies for me, and someone like Ty West taking his spin on it, I think is really, really interesting. So I hope it's like genuinely like creepy and unnerving, but also like has that heart of the Dickens novel. So looking forward to it.
I'll probably stick with the Muppets, but to each their own.
The Muppet one is great. That's my favorite one, actually. That's it basically for Paramount. I mean, unless you have something to say about Street Fighter.
Absolutely nothing. Pouring out for my dad though on no new Star Trek announcement.
Oh, that's actually not true at all. I'm glad you brought that up. A new Star Trek film is being kicked off, separate of the Kelvin franchise with Chris Pine. So it is a whole new reimagining.
Wow.
It's coming.
All right. Well, I will have to make a phone call to my father after this.
Let your father know. See, this is I saw this in a different article.
Yeah.
That wasn't this discussing film one, which is why like I feel like I'm going to be missing some of the things that I want to talk about on here, but I can't do it all. Let's move on to the next one we have here, Amazon MGM.
Okay.
Couple interesting ones here to talk about. There's How to Rob a Bank, directed by David Leitch.
Shot in Pittsburgh.
This one stars Nick. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, did you see anything?
Go. No.
This one stars Nicholas Hoult, Anna Sawai, Pete Davidson, Zoe Kravitz, John C. Reilly, and Christian Slater.
I think I was at the
believe-
baseball game when Nicholas Hoult threw out the first pitch.
You were?
Yeah. He threw out
You think or you know?
I think. I went to a lot of baseball games last year, and I was like, what is he up to? Why is he here? But that's why.
The trailer follows a group of friends played by Nicholas Hoult, Anna Sawai, and Pete Davidson who are living out a Robin Hood fantasy, robbing banks and giving to charity, all while recording their escapades on YouTube. And then John C. Reilly plays an FBI agent character who seeks the help of Zoe Kravitz's character, a hacker and ex-girlfriend of the leader of the Wolf Pack, played by Nicholas Hoult, in a means to sort of catch them from all their little bank robbery escapades. So
nice. Can't wait for a
Sounds
shot over one of the Three Sisters bridges. You know what I'm saying?
Look, next time they shoot something on my humble street here in Kentucky, like where they shot The Bike Riders,
Yeah.
and other movies, like the
Mastermind, right?
Mastermind, right across the river. Yep, right across the river.
Yeah.
So I'll start calling out locales as well when that comes around my time. The next one here that I want to get to is Beekeeper 2.
Hell yeah. This is a Jason Statham home.
This is a Jason Statham home. No one's doing it like him in terms of like really schlocky, but like super not serious, but also kind of serious.
But he's
action
so committed.
romps.
Yeah.
He is so committed. There's not an ounce of him that isn't being like 100% sincere
Exactly.
here. And I like these movies of him doing this versus like something like Dwayne The Rock, where like there feels like there's
Right.
just like this like persona and there's this pride or whatever, and just
Yeah.
like the self-confidence of like, I'm Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Like Jason Statham's got none of that.
No.
He's just like super committed to the thing that he's doing and he excels at it.
That's a Working
this one
Man,
is
you know
directed.
what I'm saying? You seen Working Man?
Come on. I actually haven't. I want to. I need to. I missed it in theaters, but I'm usually there for pretty much all the other Jason Statham movies. This movie is directed by an Indonesian filmmaker by the name of Timo Tjahjanto. I'm really terrible at this name. Tjahjanto. Sorry, terrible at it. He directed a couple shorts for the VHS franchise, as well as ABCs of Death. He really broke out too for me with a couple Netflix movies called May the Devil Take You, The Night Comes for Us, and The Shadow Strays. And then he sort of launched into a more sort of American audience filmmaking with Nobody 2 last year with Bob Odenkirk, which was fine. His other movies though, The Night Comes for Us and May the Devil Take You, which May the Devil Take You is like sort of his version of like an Evil Dead movie.
Okay.
Very visceral, violent, and deeply insane movies.
You said
His
May the
filmmaking
Devil
style
Take
is
You?
awesome. May the Devil Take You and The Night Comes for Us.
Okay, let me add
I would
that
say-
to my watch list real quick.
If you're adventurous, I would say to get a taste of this guy's skill and talent, May the Devil Take You is, like I said, more an Evil Dead like horror film, and The Night Comes for Us is just like a absolutely like bloodlust action movie. People getting heads chopped off and like kung fu and all sorts of fighting. It's martial arts and very, very intense. But I love both of those movies, and I think that he is such a confident filmmaker when it comes to directing action, and I'm very curious to see what he does directing Jason Statham. And it already sounds like a lot of his fun sensibilities in directing really incredible kills and action sequences is translating into the Beekeeper franchise. Since we're both fans here of Beekeeper and Jason Statham, I will read a little bit of the excerpt
No,
of
we don't
what
need
they
it.
described. You don't want it?
I mean, do we? I guess. Go ahead. Go for it.
I was just going to say it looks like the character Adam Clay, played by Jason Statham, unleashes a horde of bees on some enemies during combat. He, armed with a flamethrower, burns an agent's face and
Beautiful.
says, "Why so hot-headed?"
That's my guy.
And then one of the standout scenes of the trailer is Clay entering a chamber full of bees and using them to heal his wounds.
I think we
look.
should make 1 million of these movies.
I agree. I had to tell the people some of the stuff that's in this movie. Palm Clementif is also in this.
I love her.
I love her as well. Jeremy Irons, I believe he was also in the first one.
I think so.
So he will be reprising his role. So looking forward to that. That's kind of it. They did talk about and showed some footage of Spaceballs, the new one. What's your relationship to Spaceballs, if any?
I know it's a Star Trek knockoff, so I think my dad...
Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so slim to none is what it sounded like. I haven't seen it.
This is something that I have to remedy. I have not seen the original Spaceballs.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that, like, a lot of Mel Brooks filmography just kind of missed me as a kid, and I since caught up and stuff, whether it's like Blazing Saddles and The Producers, and so I definitely want to check this one out because I know it's got such a huge fan base, and I do like Mel Brooks's comedy style. And one of the really cool things about this movie that I'm very, very excited about is it is the first movie that is bringing Rick Moranis out of retirement. He was on stage at CinemaCon.
I love that.
And it's very, very exciting to see, as he has famously retired from acting and just wanted to live a simple life with his family and his kids. And this will be his first time in a movie since God knows how long.
Man.
So really excited to show up and check out and see as he slips back into the role of Lord Darkhelmet. Also in the cast, Josh Gad, who helped write the script with Mel Brooks. Keke Palmer is in the movie. And Lewis Pullman joins the cast alongside his dad. So
I love that. I love Lewis Pullman.
I do too.
I love
Our
him.
boy from Manly.
That's my guy.
It looks like they're going to be doing a lot of parodying of the recent renewal of Star Wars.
Makes sense.
In like parodying off like Rey and Finn. It does say there's just I'm just going to read this description here. It says, a Na'vi from James Cameron's Avatar walks into a bathroom and starts peeing in the urinal next to where Rick Moranis' dark helmet is peeing, with him then looking over at his privates with 3D glasses saying something in Na'vi language, but it says, I see you. So
James Cameron's losing it somewhere.
So based on that alone, this looks right up my alley. This one, we're going to have a little bit longer to wait for it. It's going to be coming out basically a year from now,
Oh, wow.
April 23rd, 2027. So
Gives us time.
little ways
to watch
gives us
the
time.
first
Gives,
one.
gives me plenty of time to eventually, and knowing me, it's not going to be until like a week before this movie comes out that I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to forget.
Yeah. I'm also realizing now that I'm conflating Spaceballs and Galaxy Quest as the same movie.
Galaxy Quest is the Star Trek one. Correct.
Yeah. And I just have been thinking they're the same.
The other movie that I just want to mention, not much here to go off of, because, I mean, there's a description, but I don't want to really dive too much into it. But a movie called A Cult Is My Passport, which is directed by Gareth Evans. It is a reimagining of Takashi Nomura's original film from 1967. Tim Roth apparently is in it. Jack Rayner, our boy from The Mummy, is in this. If you haven't seen any of Gareth Evans' previous work, he did The Raid and The Raid 2, which are similar to The Night Comes From Us, the other movie I was telling you about.
Yeah.
The Raid, basically a huge beat-em-up movie in this huge sort of sky tower building. Very, very action-oriented. This is another director, Gareth Evans, who really knows how to shoot action and choreography with a bunch of different martial arts and different fighting styles. So expect something very like intense, frenetic, and gratuitously violent. And considering it is a reimagining of a Japanese film here, I would be curious to maybe revisit the original film and kind of get a taste for what this movie is going to be about. But this one is slated for 2027. Looks like they showed some footage, but yeah.
So
that's
I've been looking up Gareth Evans on my phone because I was like, why does that name sound so familiar? I haven't seen any of his movies, but I heard when you introduced this film, I thought you said a cult. Like a cult, like with a U,
like a religious.
Yeah, and I got very excited, and now I see that it's a cult, like a Colt 45. Like I'm 45. Assuming.
Yeah,
slash.
Not interested.
No, I've lost a little enthusiasm for it.
That's fine.
But I love Gorman is in it. Gorman is like one of those character actors who like you've seen in a million different things, but like whose name you probably have no idea. It's this guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love him.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. When he shows up in a movie, I'm like,
oh, we're cooking now.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. Let's move on to the final two studios to discuss. Okay. We're going to go to Universal Pictures. In terms of like pretty new announcements, they announced that a Snoop Dogg biopic produced by Snoop is coming out. Will be rated R, starring Jonathan Davis from Outer Banks as Snoop. Okay.
I didn't watch Outer Banks.
This is being directed by Craig Brewer, Song Sung Blue. Tina,
when I think of somebody,
is he gonna do it?
When I think of somebody who could capture Snoop Dogg, I think of the man who did Song Sung Blue.
Hey man,
Craig,
there's something
I believe
in him that Snoop sees that said, "Hey, let's do it." So, no release it seems, according to discussingfilm.net. Okay. So I'm putting them on focus and blast here for not updating their articles. I want to talk quickly. Disclosure Day. A lot of footage was shown. I believe a clip or two and then like a new trailer or something. Won't go into the details because some of it, admittedly, to me, feels like it could be a spoiler. Yeah. But one of the cool things about the movie that Spielberg mentioned during the panel is that all the footage that he showed there and that has been shown to us publicly, none of it's of the third act. He said everything in the third act they're keeping under wraps.
Good.
So like all of the material that you see from here on out is all stuff that precedes the third act. Okay. And Coleman Domingo, who has seen the film, says it's a banger.
I mean, he's in it. He's not going to stand up there and be like, I actually think Spielberg's a hack.
Guy. Yeah, I know, but like, you know, when you're in something like that and it's a movie that is apparently as good as they say, like you can't help but just gush over it. So I'm looking forward to it. We've talked about this movie and just Spielberg recently and just how I've kind of been a little lukewarm on him as of late. I mean, his earlier stuff is just like goated material, but whether it's like Ready Player One, BFG, Post, I'm just like, it's a lot more just like scattershot for him,
and then
in my opinion. And so
the masterpiece that is West Side Story.
Very good movie. Very good movie. Yeah, very good movie.
My favorite Spielberg.
I will give you that.
I don't care. It's my favorite Spielberg.
Yeah, and I just remembered that I'm talking to somebody that doesn't like Jaws. So like,
Jaws is
what
too
are we
long.
Even doing here?
Sorry, Jaws is too long.
The thing that's curious about this, nothing here, I mean, I've read the description, so I do have, I guess, a little bit more spoiled to me than you do and others, which is, again, why I'm not going to say anything. But a lot of speculation is that this movie in some way ties to Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
It doesn't
whether
feel
it's
like...
the ship that you kind of see in the trailer, and maybe that has something to do with the fact that they're keeping the third act a little loose, tight-lipped. I don't think... Is Richard Dreyfuss still alive?
No idea.
Okay. I was just going to say, because if he's still alive and they have a scene where he comes... Yeah, he is. He's 78. And he comes off the ship and they tie it into Close Encounters. I don't know. Could be cool. Do we need it? No.
Yeah.
But, it's another Alien movie that Steven Spielberg's doing, and it's shrouded in secrecy, so maybe it is.
Yeah, and then they bring in the cast of West Side Story, and they just perform off the ship. You know what I'm saying?
And then one of the sort of a tripod from War of the Worlds shows up and starts blasting people. and Lincoln's there.
Oh my god.
He's the president again. Odyssey. The Odyssey was shown. I'm not going to go into detail there. They showed a lot more footage, the Trojan horse scene in greater detail. Huge cast here. Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Benny Safdie, Lupita Nyong'o, Zendaya, John Bernthal, John Leguizamo, Himesh Patel, Mia Goth, Charlize Theron.
Shout out to the Greeks.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one. I'm looking forward to it. I saw the prologue, the Trojan horse sequence in front of Avatar. I snuck into the theater just to watch it, and then I walked out.
I have not seen it.
I'm always going to be excited for a Christopher Nolan movie. So
they said it's sub 3 hours.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good. Cool. I like it. I would I have watched a 3.5 hour Odyssey movie? Yeah.
I think.
Am I kind of glad that it's not? Yeah.
I think this is the one where I'd be like, Chris, go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it, baby. Go 4 hours.
I'll say this. If this movie ends up being like 2 hours and 30, I would have rather switched this with Oppenheimer, where Oppenheimer 3 hours and 5 minutes, make that the Odyssey, and then make Oppenheimer 2.5 hours.
Oppenheimer could have been trimmed, but the Odyssey is so dense that I feel like I would have understood a 3 hour movie.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Which is why, like, if this, is like 2.5 hours and I had my druthers, I would switch it and be like, all right, Oppenheimer, I could cut 30 minutes out of that movie and be okay, and give that time back to the Odyssey.
And old Chris loves time. He said every movie, I'm going to make it about time somehow.
That's true. Another movie, this one has already been announced, but we got some new footage or an initial trailer. I'm not going to go through it. This movie's called Other Mommy.
Oh, yeah.
October 9th, 2026, directed by Rob Savage, who directed Host, the sort of pandemic Zoom horror movie, which I think is actually really freaking great.
It's really good.
Deeply scary, in my opinion. Cool guy. I saw a couple of his other movies that he did. There was another one that was like found footage that he did as well that got a lot of scathing reviews, but I found it to be deeply fun.
Which one?
I can't remember what it's called.
Oh.
I don't know off the top of my head. If you can pull it up while I'm reading this, that'd be awesome. I have it on Blu-ray or something somewhere, but I just can't think of it right now. It's like a recording thing. It's like this this
dash cam
person. Dash cam. Yep.
I did not see it.
People hated it because that character is really deeply unlikable.
You said 3 beers in and I was laughing.
Is that what my review said?
3 beers in, and I was laughing, yelling, and screaming all the way.
God. Dude, I want to go back to that time in my life. Like,
you're so carefree in 2022.
I was so happy. I was like, dude, I was drinking beers. I was having a good time. I was watching a fun, scary movie. And now I can do that again now, and I do. But, like, you described that, and I was like, that's what I want to be doing right now. I want to be 3 beers deep watching a horror movie so bad. But this one stars Jessica Chastain, Jay Duplass. I'm gonna really butcher this woman's name, but she's from Severance. Deachin Lockman.
Oh yeah.
She plays Casey from Severance. This movie is basically about a family and their young daughter who starts to see and experience this entity that looks like her mom, and she dubs it Other Mommy. And it's like a horror paranormal ghost movie. It's based on a book called Incidents Around the House, which I actually have on my shelf. I picked it up because I knew the movie was coming out and I wanted to crack into it and give it a shot. It looks to be a pretty easy breezy book. It's like 230 pages, so nothing to sneeze at.
I was gonna say, let me just
sounds awesome.
Add it to my Libby as well. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, check it out. We love Jessica Chastain, so
yeah, it's kind of it sounds very similar to Leviticus, but obviously in a different way.
Sure.
But I do think that they sound like they have a lot in common in terms of like an entity showing up as somebody who is supposed to be like a safe space for you,
right? And familial and stuff. Yeah.
Well, not familiar.
Yeah.
Familial in Leviticus.
Sure. Looks good from the description, and it's produced by James Wan. I believe this is a Blumhouse Atomic Monster joint, so let's just hope it's good, like Obsession was. What else? I think the last one here that's worth mentioning is Werewolf, from our boy Robert Eggers. I know you're not too crazy on that.
I would say your boy.
I'm just...
We don't need to share custody of him. He's your boy.
The official position of this podcast is we love Robert Eggers, the royal we.
No.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, Lily Rose Depp, Willem Dafoe, Ralph Ineson. They debuted an exclusive trailer. The trailer was presented in 4:3 boxy aspect ratio, and Eggers' historical Gothic aesthetic is on full display as we're shown images of frail, grimy townsmen with torches and a meticulous rendition of a medieval English countryside. Willem Dafoe is narrating the legend of the werewolf, a beast that everyone in town fears. We see brief images of his character and Lily Rose Depp as well, both looking dirty and almost maniacal. The real meat of the trailer starts as we see Aaron Taylor Johnson's character staring at a full moon while he stands in a shed. There's a long, wide shot of Taylor Johnson and his body starts spasming, intercut by some footage of other characters, and his character soaked in blood, and the townsfolk being terrorized.
Sure.
This releases on Christmas.
This year?
So, yep.
I do like that. At least that Eggers is like, you guys want to have a freaky little Christmas? Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah. With Nosferatu and now this. Look, I mean... I like Robert. I think still my favorite Robert Eggers movie. If like someone was like, point to me a Robert Eggers movie that you think is just like emblematic of him as a director and like what his style and vibe is.
If you say The
I
Northman?
always go to The Witch.
Oh, okay.
The Witch.
Okay. I do really like The Witch.
I think I love The Witch. It's so instantly rewatchable for me, and I think that was such a great way to be introduced to someone that has such a unique vision and style. And I think that for better or for worse, that carries across all of his films. I think the one that's the least Robert Eggersy is The Northman. Feels a little bit too commercial. I still very much enjoy it. But whether it's the high highs of some of his movies or the low lows, like the thing that I just always come away with is just like this guy really loves to just sink his teeth into a period and really, really invest in the costume, the makeup, the production design, the cameras that he uses to shoot it. And I think at the end of the day, Tina, you may obviously not like a lot of his work or whatever, but like you can't deny the skill and craftsmanship that he brings to a lot of his films.
Oh yeah, the production designers that he works with and like the costume designers that he works with are just incredible. So I 100%. I love the worlds he builds. I don't love the narrative that he constructs within them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Why aren't you telling me about the trailer where Dakota Johnson and Anne Hathaway kiss?
Was this Universal?
I don't know.
Verity?
I don't know. I just heard that information, and I thought I was going to get more information.
Let me pull it up. I have to do this for you. Here we go. Verity. All right. TIHR's breaking news alerts. Stop. Okay. I don't know what studio this was from. Who is doing this?
I feel like it's Universal.
Verity, one of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novels, is the author's next project to get the big screen adaptation, and a first trailer arrived at CinemaCon. The footage was unveiled during Amazon's presentation. Okay, for theater owners and distributors in Las Vegas. Verity centers on a struggling writer, Lowen Ashley, played by Dakota Johnson, who is hired by Jeremy Crawford, played by Josh Hartnett, great cast, holy crap, to complete the remaining book in a series penned by his wife, author Verity Crawford, Anne Hathaway, after she suffers a mysterious accident. Lowen soon learns that a secret unfinished manuscript may reveal clues about the family's past. The trailer began with Verity appearing on Call Her Daddy. Okay.
I'm in.
Cut to Lowen arriving at her and Jeremy's stunning mansion and going through her closet before being brought to meet Verity as she sits incapacitated in a wheelchair.
How are they?
Okay, I'm going to keep scrolling.
Okay.
Here we go. Can she speak? Does she even know what's going on? Lowen asks Jeremy as he questions if she would have come if she had known the truth. She begins to go through Verity's notes, which retell the early days of her relationship with Jeremy, and is soon tipped off that something is awry when she sees Verity seemingly move about normally through a window. I feel like I'm losing my mind, Lowen panics. That's elevated when the two women are sitting in front of each other, and Verity suddenly grabs Lowen's face and kisses her with a smirk as the two pull away. You have this perfect life and everything anyone could ever want, Lowen later says, before declaring, and I'm going to take it from you, all of it.
You know what? I'm all in. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. This is cinema for me.
It's directed by Michael Showalter, and it will be released this October.
Happy birthday to me.
I love
as
evidenced by my
little mess.
Yes, as evidenced by, I think, both of our enthusiasm on The Housemaid.
Yeah.
Just give me more of that shit. Like when they announced they're doing The Housemaid Secret, I'm like, do it. Messy people fucking up each other's lives.
I love it.
Why not?
I love it so much. I haven't read the book. I don't feel like I want to read the book, but...
No, I couldn't be caught dead reading a Colleen Hoover book. Let's take us to the final CinemaCon here. This was Warner Brothers. They came out swinging with so much stuff. Going to run through a lot of the new announcements that came out of CinemaCon. The first being their new label, Clockwork, which is sort of like their Focus features, Focus Searchlight or whatever division, which is more for indie and smaller artists and those types of movies. The first movie that's going to be released under that new label is going to be Sean Baker's next film, Te Amo. I know we both have differing opinions on Sean Baker that we can hash out here if we want.
I can't. I don't have the energy in me to fight about Sean Baker today, but that's that.
Okay. We have Andy Serkis's The Hunt for Gollum, Lord of the Rings, confirmed to release in December 2027. Ian McKellen is coming back as Gandalf. Obviously, Andy Serkis will be reprising his role as Gollum. We have, Jamie Dornan, I believe, is playing Aragorn. And Kate Winslet is in this movie as well. We also have, I could just pull up the cast list and stop guessing. Frodo himself, Elijah Wood, will be returning.
Nice. I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan, so I'm happy for everyone, but this is not for me. I feel like I probably would even skip this one in the movie theaters.
Damn.
I'm not a fantasy fan like that. I like a grounded science fiction. Fantasy's a really hard sell for me. I think that's probably like my least favorite genre.
Yeah.
How about Andy Serkis's The Animal Farm, though? You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm good. I'll just read the book if I really want to.
I got a sponsored
Evil Dead
ad.
Wrath?
Sorry, I just have to tell this story because it is insane. I got sponsored ad for The Animal Farm that was like a promo product that you could buy that was like glue made out from a horse for Animal Farm. And if you bought this glue, then you also got a ticket to Animal Farm, the movie.
Why glue?
Because horses, like, there's that whole thing, like...
Okay. That's so silly.
It got pushed to me on Instagram, and I was like, what is this?
No, thank you. Some of the ads that I've been getting served recently...
Crazy.
I had to... this was after, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I just did a lot of, like... going onto all my different social medias and being like, turn off personalized ads, don't track my search history. Like, I don't want you to like learn about me and start tailoring things to me because I can't deal with Animal Farm ads about glue.
I thought about it just for the bit.
Evil Dead Wrath, a new spinoff in the Evil Dead franchise. We mentioned this before. I think we were doing this in our most anticipated of like the upcoming future or something like that. But this is directed by the guy that did The Last Stop in Yuma County, whose name is Francis Galuppi.
Yes. He also
great movie.
Co-created a physical distribution label called Antenna Releasing that I highly recommend looking into.
Francis did?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Cool dude. He's got a great mustache too.
Yep. One of their first releases is the Stolen Kingdom documentary about people stealing stuff from Disney World.
Oh, cool. Is that... Yeah, you sent that in the chat. Love that. Okay, cool. Well, this is a good guy to watch. So this one's coming out not next year, as previously reported, even on the ground. They said 2027, and then it was like hours after the event, changed to 2028. So I don't know what the deal is there, but looking forward to it. The logo style for it that they teased out a couple months ago felt sort of old school. And so part of me is kind of hoping that this is like maybe a retro Evil Dead movie and not like a modern one with like iPhones and shit. Okay. So I think that would be really, really cool to see something a bit more pared back and analog. And we also have...
What did I see before...
That was Evil Dead Burn.
Okay.
That is directed by Sebastian Veneke, I believe is his name, and he directed that spider movie that I really like, Infested.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So that's the next one that's coming out this year. We also have a movie called Panic Carefully in 2027. This is written and directed by Sam Esmail, and it stars Elizabeth Olsen and Julia Roberts, Joe Alwyn, and Eddie Redmayne.
I mean, you say Elizabeth Olsen, that's all the information I need. She's so consistently good.
Trying to see if there's stuff about the CinemaCon. I think they did talk about it.
Did you see The Assessment? With her and Alicia Vikander?
And Hamish Patel?
Yeah.
No, I saw the trailers for it, but I never got around to it. I think it's on Hulu. I need to check it out. It's quite good.
It's really, really good.
Okay. Cool. I'll add that to my list. Panic Carefully is going to also be the first IMAX digital release presented entirely in 1:43:1 aspect ratio during the entire film. And it is described as a paranoid thriller that is a mix of Mr. Robot and Silence of the Lambs. Obviously, Mr. Robot being Sam Esmail's sort of crowning thing that he's done. So, but that sounds awesome.
That sounds great.
Man. I don't know.
That's awesome. I'm into it.
And Julia, I want Julia Roberts to be in something that is good for once and not After the Hunt. Even though she's not like she was not the problem in that movie. She wasn't the problem in that movie, but I just want to see her in a movie that's like as good as she is.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well,
we also have a new movie from Tim Miller called Shiver. Tim Miller, not the American Commentator. Tim Miller directed Deadpool and a couple other movies that are not worth mentioning because they're not that good, like Terminator Dark Fate. So we'll just not bring that up. But this one is called Shiver, and it stars Keanu Reeves, and it's a new action thriller about surviving sharks. Keanu Reeves says he gets attacked by a ton of sharks in the movie.
I mean, sure.
And I love a shark movie, and I love Keanu Reeves, and if he's fighting sharks and getting attacked by them and punching them or whatever, like, cool. It sounds like it could be a better version of The Meg with our boy, Jason Statham.
Jason.
So.
Well.
Couple more. Baz Luhrmann's Joan of Arc. I don't know anything about it, but let that hit you however you want.
I think I'm stoked on it. I'm gonna be honest. I watched Gilda, that 1940s movie with Rita Hayworth, the other day.
Yeah. Okay.
And one of the special features is just Baz Luhrmann and Marty Scorsese chatting about how much they like Gilda, and I was like, I think this is the first time I've really heard Baz talk, and I think I love him.
He's eccentric.
Exactly. So I'll watch his Joan of Arc, you know? He's one of the one that's like, it's a hit or miss for me if I end up actually like liking the film, but I'm always happy that I saw it because it's just insane.
I mean, I don't think I'll ever rewatch Elvis again.
I did.
But I'm glad I saw it.
It's good. I rewatched it for that Hard Ticket podcast, and I was shocked that like when it comes to the end and you have to decide if you're picking Elvis or Priscilla. Spoiler, but I picked Elvis as the one to watch.
That's funny.
And the two guys picked Priscilla.
That's crazy. I bet that made for a wonderful conversation. We got another Conjuring movie coming out. Conjuring First Communion. They said the last one was the last one, but this one is now, I guess, the next
with
one.
Them still?
I believe it's a prequel.
Oh, okay.
So it might be different actors taking on the role of the Warrens. Cool. We have Game of Thrones, Aegon's Conquest, which will be the first theatrical movie in the HBO TV franchise. Cool. I like Game of Thrones. The good, the bad, and the ugly. and so I'll be here for it. Looking forward to House of Dragon in June. And Final Destination 7 hits theaters May 12th, 2028.
Let's go.
After the banger that was Bloodlines. Yep. I think that they reinvigorated that franchise in such a great way. I'm a bit dubious on if it will be as good as Bloodlines, because I just think that Bloodlines did such a great job of like being a requel in a way, and it felt kind of similar to Halloween 2018 in the sense that like the mom character that is like secluded herself away and built this like bunker thing. I got a lot of like similar Laurie Strode vibes there, and I was initially like, this feels a little too like copy paste. But the way that they like expanded on that with the book and how she's been like tracking death and like all the sort of Rube Goldberg things that she's been doing, and then the way that the movie then like twists that, I think was very, very great in terms of writing, and it kept me constantly surprised. I just don't know how you can like do something like that again in this next entry without this just being like, hey, people really responded to Bloodlines, let's just re-rack it and give people new deaths to watch in gory delight and then just move on and cash a check.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to end up becoming like another template where it's just like we rinse and repeat this thing and the narrative continues to slowly just break apart and the characters are not rootable and all this other jazz. So
yeah, I mean,
I'm excited, but fearful that it could end up becoming just another franchise that doesn't know when to die.
Yeah, like the way that they expanded the world was so smart and so good in Bloodlines that I think that it's, like you said, it's impossible, not impossible, hopefully, but it's got an uphill battle.
Yeah, because they even tied references and connections to like previous Final Destination entries in a way that did not feel like they were smacking you over the face with like a reference or a character walking around the corner being like, remember me?
Yeah.
And it's just like this whole big thing. It's just like, if you know the franchise, you see the connections and how they're like tying things in together. I was super impressed with what they were able to do with that movie. So looking forward to that. Last big announcement was, I guess it's called Oceans. It just says Oceans prequel, starring Margot Robbie and Bradley Cooper as Danny Ocean's mother and father, infiltrating the Monaco Grand Prix as spies in 1962. It's being written and directed by Bradley Cooper.
I was going to say, wasn't Ryan Gosling originally attached to this?
I believe so.
Okay, that's a downgrade for me.
But then, like most things, Ryan Gosling just dropped out of it, like he did the Daniels new movie. So
I won't stand for that slander against my guy.
I love Ryan Gosling, but come on, man.
You don't know what happened?
I don't know what happened. I'm just speaking out of turn,
I would never do that, Ryan.
All right. Some of the things here, they talked about Mortal Kombat 2, fine. Supergirl, they showed new footage.
Nice.
Not going to get into it because I know you're excited for it, and we'll just save that for when we go see it in the theaters.
Yep.
But I'm hopeful. I hope it's good. I want it to be a banger, but we'll see. Evil Dead Burn, they showed a lot more footage than what was shown in front of Mummy.
Which wasn't good.
Somebody falling headfirst into a dishwasher and stabbing themselves with knives.
Okay.
Cool stuff. Someone drinking hot wax. Severing fingers in a car door.
Any of that would have had more razzle-dazzle than what they showed us. I'm going to be so honest. What they showed was not good.
I did see a leak of it. It was hard for me to really wrap my head around like
why?
If I liked it or not because it was a leak. But I'll be honest, the idea of watching like a continuous like tracking shot of someone crawling away as a bunch of shit happens around her, I thought was kind of cool. Like in terms of how to stage that thing, and it just puts you in this place of chaos and uncertainty of what's going on.
It doesn't.
But I didn't see the full thing in all of it.
Because like there's as you're watching it, you're like, girl, just stand up. Like
yeah, I did kind of feel that though
up.
too. I was like, just get up.
Like, come on now, it's a little embarrassing.
So looking forward to this one. The End of Oak Street. This is the new David Robert Mitchell one, written and directed by him, produced by J.J. Abrams. Heavily, at least in the circles I swim in, rumored and speculated to be tied to some extent to the Cloverfield franchise. Loosely, to some extent, maybe. A trailer's already out for this. the movie basically the footage that they showed at CinemaCon just like further doubles down on what is teased in the film, which is their whole neighborhood moves to somewhere we don't know.
I didn't know
and
that.
Dinosaurs are present. Oh, you didn't know that? Did you not watch the trailer?
No.
But
until I'm assaulted with it at the movie theater, I don't watch it.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll be assaulted by it eventually, so.
Yeah, soon enough they gotta get rid of that Mandalorian and Grogu commercial so I can be free.
It says the end of Oak Street seems like a mix of home invasion movie and a paranoia thriller like Signs. Which, hey. I like that.
Hey.
I love Signs.
That's adding up to something good.
Do you need me to talk about Practical Magic too?
Absolutely not. I do not like Practical Magic.
Got it. Then that really kind of leaves 3 or 4 more here that I want to talk about. Digger, October 2nd, 2026, directed by Alejandro Giannarutu, written by him as well, and a bunch of other cats. Tom Cruise, Riz Ahmed, Emma Darcy, John Goodman, Sandra Hüller, Jesse Plemons, being described as sort of like a modern Dr. Strangelove.
I'm into it.
Tom Cruise plays Digger Rockwell, who is an industrialist living in a secluded mansion in the woods. He's foul-mouthed, balding, and sports a thick country accent, treating everyone with disdain other than his cat. Apparently, there's a scene in the trailer. I'll do my best to nail the line or whatever, but the cat looks terrible. Like, it looks like it's dying or whatever, but he loves the cat so much. And he, like, takes it into the doctor or whatever, and he's like, how's it looking or whatever? And he's like, well, it's got anywhere from, like, 2 weeks to 2 hours left to live. Or whatever. So it's got a fun sort of like dark sensibility to it, and its humor. The president in the film is played by John Goodman, in what's being dubbed a very over the top performance in the most complimentary way possible.
Okay.
The movie is basically about this oil industrialist played by Tom Cruise, who refuses to close down one of their like oil rigs or whatever, and it results in ice caps breaking apart and causing an environmental disaster that is going to bring the world into destruction. And the president calls him up and tells him he has to save the world, basically. So
I do like a reluctant hero. I think that's always fun.
Seems like this is something that people have not seen Tom Cruise do before. He's covered in prosthetic and makeup and is almost deeply unrecognizable. It's a swing for the fences type film. And, you know,
Tom's going for that Oscar.
Alejandro, yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like I could see this being like a huge hit and getting like no nominations, or I could see it being hugely nominated and like not doing well box office wise. Like, it's such a like a enigma of a movie, and it's trying to do a lot of different things that I could see it going many different directions. But I think that's what makes me so excited for it, is that it just feels so unique and so fresh. Shot in IMAX, I believe, as well. So, going to be a fun time at the movies. Looking forward to that. And we have Clayface. October 23rd, 2026.
My boy. Mikey Mike.
Screenplay by Mike Flanagan and Hussein Amini, based on characters of DC, of course. Directed by James Watkins, starring Naomi Ackie, Max Minghella, Eddie Marsan, Ruby Sear, and Will Coben.
Okay, Naomi Ackie.
And Tom Reese. And Tom Reese Harries, I believe. Why didn't they list him as the main cast? Whatever.
Naomi Ackie is exciting to me.
I do love Naomi Ackie.
She's so good. I'm glad she's cashing that superhero check, I'll be honest.
The teaser doesn't show too much, but a lot of people say that it really is leaning into the dramatic and body horror element of it. James Gunn, Peter Safran, and everybody has talked about that, like, this movie is first and foremost an R-rated horror film before it is like a comic book movie. The new thing that James Gunn is trying to do with the DC films is that if the characters and stories, whatever format it warrants is, whether it's a show, a movie, R, PG-13, horror, buddy cop comedy, whatever, we're going to lean 100% into whatever is authentic and necessary for that character. And if that means that it needs to be an R-rated horror film, it's going to be an R-rated horror film.
Good.
And our first go at that is going to be Clayface. We see the character of Matt Hagen, who is covered in face bandages, lying paralyzed in a hospital room, presumably after a horrifying accident. We zoom into Matt's face, and we're shown flashes of his life as an actor in a modernized, neon-lit Gotham City. We see snippets of Matt toying with a mysterious scientific experiment with clay, assuming to make his return to his acting following his accident. The teaser ends with Matt lying in a bathtub, touching and wiping off his face, which turns into a terrifying swirl of clay before it cuts to the Clayface title card.
I'm curious to see if we'll get a trademark Mike Flanagan monologue, despite this not being a through and through Mike Flanagan piece.
Yeah, I can't recall off the top of my head, and maybe you would know, as maybe the more experienced Mike Flanagan head here, considering you finished Bly Manor and I haven't. But
that's a low bar.
Does he typically... Well, yeah, I guess so. But, like, does he typically not... Has he ever written something that he didn't direct?
I don't think so. That's why I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you go back to, like, Absentia and Ouija, like, I think Mike Flanagan, I might have seen all of his films. But Midnight Club, I think might be the only one that he... Oh. I think he did write that, but I don't think that he directed everything.
Other directors came in and did it.
Right, and I think other directors also came in for some episodes of Hill House and Bly. But I think this is the first film that is going to be written by him and not directed by him.
But even some of those examples, I mean, he served as like
he was still showrunner
or producer. Yeah. So I think even that I'll still give as a pass, as like that is like a Mike Flanagan joint.
Right.
So to see him be like, I'm just writing the screenplay and the director's just gonna do his own thing or whatever and work with the actors and stuff. I'm curious where some of the Mike Flanagan isms in his storytelling and the way that he writes characters' dialogue, where that permeates across the screen with James Watkins directing
especially with, like, even though it is, I mean, they're calling it a horror movie to start, but it is a superhero movie at the end of the day. That's new territory for him. But I'm also looking it up on Letterboxd, and for some reason, my Clayface poster is Clayface as a Lego.
It's mine too. It's mine too. I like it.
I wish it was Clayface Lego movie. Still a body horror, still written by Mike Flanagan, but Lego.
But Legos. Last two that we want to talk about here, we're going to go to The Great Beyond. This comes out November 13th, 2026. Okay. Written and directed by J.J. Abrams. This is the first solo written and directed J.J. Abrams movie since Super 8.
Oh, wow.
This stars Glenn Powell, Jenna Ortega, Emma Mackey, and Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay.
It's a mysterious new film. The Great Beyond teaser doesn't tell folks much, indicating the classic Abrams mystery box. But the trailer begins with an H.G. Wells quote on a retro computer. A voiceover indicates that our protagonists are all searching for something. We then see flashes of characters played by Powell, Ortega, and Samuel L. Jackson. The most interesting character looks to be one played by Emma Mackey, who holds a red orb of sorts and looks like she could be an android or at least the antagonist. There's not much more to report other than actors looking determined and some analog technology involved in gorgeous cinematography.
Well, sounds good to me. I love Glenn Powell.
Cool.
I like analog tech. I think, Super 8 was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about that is
I need to rewatch
raising any red flags. So
yeah, I'm just like, this has been so long since we've seen like J.J. Abrams like behind the director's chair of like an original thing. Because I mean, the last thing that he directed was The Rise of Skywalker. So
he's got to get that stain off of his.
Yeah, he's got to do that. So I'm hopeful that this one is that.
Yeah.
And then finally, just going to end with, and I won't go into the details of it or whatever, but they showed like the first opening 7 minutes or so of Dune Part 3. And from all reports on the ground, this is far and above like the best thing that was shown at CinemaCon in terms of like footage to sell you on a movie and garner such intense excitement. A lot of the descriptors for this sequence hailed to the opening moments of Saving Private Ryan. Very chaotic, very boots on the ground, violent and visceral action as a war wages on. And then obviously, Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya were there with Denis Villeneuve to present the footage and stuff. And everybody that I've read about and listened to podcasts talking about this said that this was just insane to see, and even absolutely sort of overshadowed Doomsday and everything that is, which, I mean, that's not necessarily a tall order, I guess, unless you're like drinking from the Marvel cup. But I'm through the roof on this. I'm very excited. I would love for this movie to just be an absolute banger. Box office wise, I know it won't be, because just the Dune movies just have that audience, and it hasn't quite eclipsed that audience in terms of like doing like Doomsday numbers or whatever. But I'm really hopeful that maybe as well we can get Denis Villeneuve nominated for Best Director for this. I don't think he needs to win, maybe. I don't know, because again, we don't even know what the landscape looks like for this year or whatever. But the fact that I don't think he's gotten his dues from either of these Dune movies is kind of crazy to me, because these are just cinematic marvels. I'm so in awe of what they're able to do with this movie and the way that he shot it. And it's just, when I go to the movie and see a Dune movie, I'm just like absolutely beside myself that like people can make things like this. It's stunning cinematography, incredible work. And I'm just beyond myself excited for this movie. That trailer absolutely slaps. I love it.
Shout out to the worm.
Oh yeah. You like the worm.
That is the only thing that I like about Dune. Unfortunately.
The Shai Hulud, the makers.
I don't know its government name. That's not my business. I just like the worm.
Well, that will do it, friends and audience members, for our pseudo quick recap of CinemaCon 2026. We went through all the studios.
We didn't even do
to
Neon.
The extent that we could. Yeah, well, Neon didn't really.
Okay, we don't need to add Neon onto it. I gotta feed these dogs.
They did show a trailer or footage from a movie called Hope that is directed by the director who made The Wailing, which I believe is a South Korean horror film.
The Wailing
that is really, really good.
rips.
I like that movie a great deal. Michael Fassbender and Alicia Vikander are in it. I heard it's very, very good. So keep your peepers out for that. It might be playing at Cannes. I thought I saw that it was announced for Cannes, but maybe I'm sorely mistaken on that one. But Neon was there. It seemed like they were just hyping I Love Boosters and Leviticus and a couple other things that are coming out this year. So
that's fair.
Neither here nor there.
That seems to be their good. I mean, I would imagine Leviticus, they're going to push for international. And I Love Boosters, I think they're going to probably push for a lot.
Is Leviticus an international film?
New Zealand.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh. You think they're going to push it at the Oscars?
I think.
Really?
People are like really loving Leviticus.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's not up to them. It's up to New Zealand to like send it as their self-submission. But
For sure.
I think that like it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that they at least pick it as their submission for international.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair point. But those are the updates coming out of CinemaCon 2026. We went through all of the studios to the extent that we could, like I said, covering the things that were new, announcements, new footage drops. So what did you all think of some of these announcements? What are you most looking forward to from the entire slate and all the announcements coming out of CinemaCon 2026? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you leave a like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on all of our social medias. All the links are in the description below. We also started to add our letterboxes down there. So if you want to follow us on Letterboxd, see what we're watching, see our lists, chat with us there or whatever. You can't really chat there, but you can leave comments on reviews and shit.
I love that people can't DM me. Let me just say that. I love that nobody can DM me.
It helps when you have so many hot takes.
Oh, man.
But stick right here, as always, on I Think You'll Hate This for more movie reviews and movie podcasts and discussions about all those things that we love so much. And those things are movies. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will leave you with this.
Go watch a trailer, because this was all about trailers.
Yeah. Well, be selective with your
Be
trailers.
selective.
Maybe don't watch the Obsession trailer. Maybe watch
See Mandalorian and Grogu one more time and see if anything else stands out to you.
Yes. See if you can detect a certain auteur director's voice in that movie. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Do you know who's in the movie? He plays
Oh, Herzog?
No. Well, he was in the Mandalorian show. I don't know if he's in the movie.
Yeah,
but
because he's got
Martin Scorsese.
Oh, he's in it?
Yeah.
You know what? He's like 80. Let him have fun.
Yeah, let him do it. He's making TikToks with his daughter.